Eorzea is filled with wonder, intrigue, and a lot of the time copious amounts of roleplay and ERP. You heard me. But most of all, it's filled with memories created solely by the players. The Final Fantasy XIV community have a gift for turning what seems like nothing into pure meme gold. Whether you're aware or not, you have at one point or another stumbled upon, been affected by, or even been a part of Eorzea's 7 Wonders. Or at least you've questioned the stains. Hey there, welcome to the video. I'm Dying Legacy, and together we're going to take a trip to the 7 Wonders of Eorzea. In my opinion. Number 1. Limsa Lominsa, or Limsa Lominsa's Aetheryte Plaza to be exact. The Limsa Lominsa Aetheryte Plaza is a popular spot to hang out at on just about every server, mostly because it's close to the market board, vendors and other services, and of course this leads to a lot of people traffic, and with so many people passing through you'll find tons of AFKers and even performers. This of course leads to a lot of banter and interesting conversation going on in the chat, as well as interesting interactions going on among the players themselves. This all leads to Limsa being higher on the social scale for people looking to interact with honest, carefree and innocent innocent like-minded people. Number 2. Limsa, as we have just discussed, is a AFK haven. A bountiful wonder of standing around and doing absolutely sweet fuck all. However, if you look closely, you'll notice a particular bench. A bench often more used than the rest. A bench of legend, as without extracurricular tools, you can't see or understand what's actually going on. Are they resting, AFKing, perhaps role-playing a quiet day out and about? Oh, they role-playing alright. They're role-playing an exchange of body heat and saliva, if you get my meaning. Welcome to an integral bench of Final Fantasy XIV history, the bench of boning and moaning, and eventual rest afterwards. At this point, you have to get what bush I'm beating around, so we'll move on. Number 3. The Aurum Vale, or as it is more widely known as, oh for fuck's sake. The Aurum Vale is a Final Fantasy XIV dungeon that you unlock at level 47, and is a loaded dungeon by many. As a veteran nowadays, you'll find it boring and lackluster, but as a sprout, it rocked your world. It was the dungeon that pulled off your training wheels and then proceeded to beat you with them. The Aurum Vale was a dungeon where sprouts realised that it wasn't a tutorial anymore. This dungeon wiped parties for breakfast with wide open rooms where it's easy to overpull, lots of debuffs, and then having to use fruits to cancel debuffs, which was more than sprouts were used to up until this point. For a veteran, however, hatred at this point is just down to trauma that hasn't quite healed. But as sprouts, it was our fuck around and find out moment. Number 4. Ul'dah, the Quicksands. Some of your ears just perked up, didn't they? And yes, it's that adventurer's tavern. Specifically on Balmung on the Crystal Data Center. You've heard all about it at one point or another. And it's even got its own tourism, as people travel from other worlds just to get a glimpse of this shiny jewel glinting in the roleplay sands. Why, asks the ill-informed, because of the absurd amount of erotic role-playing that goes on in the Quicksand, which is a tavern in Ul'dah, which is highly populated by roleplayers and ERPers alike. A shit ton of very open ERP goes on here, so a lot of people tend to avoid the area if possible, if not simply because of the huge congestion of players brought because of it. If you're a new or oblivious player that just happened to pick Ul'dah as their starting city, you're about to witness some things. Good luck with that. Number 5. The Grapes, now in 3D. What now is slightly high polygon grapes was once low polygon grapes. The grapes in question, which can be found in an orchard in Labyrinthos, were mean done for using an extremely low quality model. The model for the grapes had been around since A Realm Reborn, and a cutscene in the main scenario quest would put these grapes front and center. And of course, seeing these grapes up close and personal in a way that people hadn't really witnessed before meant that people noticed. The square grapes would eventually be turned into a line sticker in Volume 4 of the Final Fantasy XIV sticker collection, as well as being turned into a stress squeezer and handed out at FanFest 2023. We even got the Labyrinthos grape lamppost. It's an outdoor furnishing item in the form of a lamppost that uses low poly grapes as the light bulb. The item's description itself is an in-universe story that sums up the meme, which goes to show that the players, when unanimous, hold the power. Number 6, Ameliance. The twins' mom, the power MILF. Bear with me on this one. The twins' mother, Ameliance, became a custom deliveries NPC in patch 6.1. The twins being Alphino and Alice, of course. Usually you can glamour over a custom delivery NPC's outfits at max satisfaction. Not all of them, mind you, but most of them. She also happens to embrace any glamours that can potentially fluster her husband, effectively giving players her blessing to dress her up in sexy outfits. This also led to players, including myself, jokingly declaring our intent to steal away Ameliance from her husband for Chanel. You know, mainly as a way of getting back at him for his actions in the past, but no spoilers, which in turn would effectively make us Alphino and Alice's new step-parent, if you think about it, which is also probably a scene acted out in the Quicksands. Right, moving on. Number 7, the destination, Solution 9, specifically the Nexus Arcade. Hidden here is a wonder that has only begun to ascend in prominence. A couch of luxurious comfort, shrouded in a quaint atmosphere. That's right, Limsa Bench 2.0, baby. This one's harder to clean. Let that sink in for a moment. Puns. Squelchy, squelchy puns. Pop by every now and again and you'll find some AFK action that's not so AFK. Let's be fair for a moment, you could use anywhere for anything, but just like the bench of Limsa Lominsa, the couch is frequented often enough for the masses to notice. Plus, the stains are a giveaway. Oh, Christ, it's soaking in. Number 8, the bonus wonder. Now, this isn't one of the 7 wonders, mainly because it's number 8 on the list of 7, and secondly, because it's less of a wonder and mainly a global phenomenon. The housing system. Final Fantasy XIV is the most unintentionally and ironically an incredibly accurate commentary on the state of the world's housing markets. When the housing market first started, anyone could buy a house, which just led to the richest players getting houses. They bought so many houses that the poorer players were left homeless, wandering the neighbourhoods, peeking through the windows, yearning for the warmth. And of course, things have changed, and there are limits on how many houses you can own nowadays, as well as changing the system to a lottery bid instead of just outright purchasing them anyway, which was to help make things a bit more fairer. But at the time, it was joked about how the housing market itself resembled actual real estate investment. It may not have entirely been on purpose, but it showed how cutthroat the tactics of real estate markets could actually be. Not that it matters, you still can't buy a fucking house nowadays anyway, so hey, it's the exact same. Instead, you just have to gamble your way there. Final Fantasy XIV's housing isn't a wonder, it's a state of mind. Like me, and my channel. And if this happens to be your first time seeing one of my videos, or this is how you happen to find my channel, I'm sorry, but you may now like the video. You can subscribe to the channel, and you can also watch me over on Twitch. So thanks for watching. Now piss off.